Twitter is a nightmare for any male or female with cognitive abilities. But if you're a professional victim, if you like to bang the gong of social justice, inequality, hashtag white privilege, I don't know. It's just, I can't even with it. I began noticing some trends, and some people sit there and say to me all the time in the comments, why are you on Twitter? Because I have to be, all right? I'm a social media bullshit character. I don't know what they called me, an influencer, some garbage. Before, I was just a box pusher. Influencer sounds a little better. That requires me to be on a whole bunch of sites I don't care to be on. It's kind of like a prerequisite. Oh, by the way, I have an Instagram. Follow it. I don't care if you don't use Instagram, but the more people that follow me, the more likely someone will pay me for breathing oxygen there. And let's face it, I could use some coins.
Arms for the poor.
A few weeks ago, the Joker trailer came out. And honestly, I looked at it and I thought, I like this. I can relate to the guy. You know, I felt like there was some points in that character's life that were parallel to my own. You know, the ass kicking, trying to do the right thing, just being a good old-fashioned nice guy, and then everyone just shits down your throat, and then one day you go crazy. Before you know it, you're painting yourself up like Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee from The Crow, and you're trying to enact justice in the ghetto. When this trailer hit, for some reason, I don't know, it triggered people. People went fucking shittery mad. Joker, a film where you're supposed to sympathize with the mediocre white male, radicalized into deranged violence, will no doubt be appealing to the wrong audience for the worst reasons.
What?
Well, shit on me. I guess when I started to think, this movie looks cool. I like the Joker. Even though I felt the DC movie The Killing Joke was a piece of shit versus the comic, you know, it just wasn't Mark Hamill's best performance, but we're not here to split hairs. I even thought about doing a Joker cosplay for the hell of it, with airbrushing and shit. And I guess once I put on that Joker white makeup in the blue tuxedo, surely I was going to kill my neighbor with a giant mallet. I was going to go to my neighbor's house and set up an anvil, Wile E. Coyote style. But thankfully, Alan Zilberman was here to talk me down and set me on the right path. Thank you, Alan. I now realize that liking that movie trailer shows that I'm mentally deranged. I mean, really, what the fuck? And you don't really have to be mediocre to be treated like shit in America. Just be a straight male. That's all you really need. In fact, you could be a straight male and have talent and get nowhere. I.e., look at my YouTube channel. Look at it. Go check out my band's music. Look at my painting. And realize I am nowhere. I am dead in the water with the rest of you. And everybody else is looking at me like, why aren't you doing more? Obviously, I've done all I can. Let's watch the Joker movie trailer again. Lewis then said, just watch the Joker trailer, hate origin stories, but mediocre man wants to be funny is the realest villain explained I've heard yet. Well, you know, how I'd love to just basically throw shade and point out a whole bunch of YouTubers and Twitch streamers that are not funny and are incredibly mediocre, including females that now have late night TV shows. Or how about a certain female YouTuber that does a very nasally, annoying character and draws on her makeup too wide, got a Netflix show, and it was canceled in one season because it wasn't fucking funny. But God forbid a mediocre man become upset with getting nowhere with his mediocrity. Shit, everything's mediocre these days. Have you seen music and movies? America runs on mediocrity now, for God's sakes. Then a black lady said, that Joker movie is absolutely gonna throw the mentally ill community under the bus for the sake of drama and play into the white men meek and mild and are only dangerous when they're being bullied propaganda that America loves so much. Listen, there's a lot of dangerous-ass white men. I've run with them. But I don't think the movie is going to... It's just a movie. I don't look at the Avengers and think Elon Musk is days away from becoming the real Iron Man. This is just... I don't even fucking know with Twitter, honest to God. But whatever. We're not done here on Twitter, children. You know what I noticed? Most people with Twitter verification badges are usually always the people saying some wild social justice shit. Austin Walker said, I'm genuinely fucking stoked for this level of total disconnect, this absolute blatant action figure ideology. It's not which of these heroes are you, but are you the space fascist or nah? This was a reply to the Star Wars universe trying to sell some more goddamn figures. And once again, Star Wars, space fascists, space Nazi stormtroopers, the whole 9 yards. You know, I mean, really, I don't even understand that flex. As a guy who was in the 501st Legion, I did a lot of charity work dressed as a space Nazi. How many times has this asshole dragged his ass somewhere to go visit some sick kids or raise money for something with his own physical body? There's a lot of motherfuckers that talk about, I do charity all the time. And it's like, no, Queen, no. Giving money to Humble Bundle does not make you Mother Teresa. Go fuck yourself. Dragging your ass out, driving some long distances to visit some kids and do some shit to make some people happy and raise a little bit of money. And sometimes, man, I remember once we did one gig and we only raised like $5 for Ronald McDonald House. And I was out there for like 6 hours. I was mad as hell. But, you know, fucking space Nazis. You should be mad at anything. You should be mad at Star Wars' story going to shits. I mean, it really don't make any sense anymore. But whatever. We then got a taste of a BuzzFeed writer, Christian King. Apparently she was on a small, short-lived campaign to get rid of the term chick flick. Because apparently chick flick is offensive on some fucking alternate universe in which we live. When I think about that DC movie where Batman was fighting Owlman to save Earth Prime, he should have let that shit go. Because frankly, this is what we get. You know someone's a complete jerk-off when their first thing on Twitter is her, she, them, they, we, us, me, he, you know, stupid, like, progressive bullshit where everybody has to tell you their gender off the bat for some godforsaken reason. What is this? I can tell you're a woman looking at you, for the love of God. Well, anyway, quick PSA. Can we stop calling films chick flicks? Unless the films are literally about small baby chickens, here's why this phrase should absolutely be retired. Thread. Oh my God. You know what? Chick flick, chick flick, chick flick, chick flick, chick flick, chick flick. Shit, you cannot say that 4 or 5 times fast. At least I can't with this goddamn accent. After being exposed for, after exposing herself for being annoying, she then removed her Twitter handle from the Netflix thing. You know what's weird? All these companies are so hell-bent on progressiveness that they're really turning people off. You know, first I see this shit, then I get an email from Netflix. We're raising your rates to 15-something. Like, again? I've been on Netflix since it was $7. I'm literally paying double the price, and most of the time it's nothing I want to see. Why am I paying for Amy Schumer to get comedy specials? She's not funny. I've seen my cat take funnier shits. Someone needs to look into giving Smokey a show. I'm telling you, it's off the chain. It's lit. My brain. I'm paying... Oh, I'm going to vomit. I'm so disgusted with that idea. Where's my lunch? Progressive Twitter is also a fantastic place for feminist frequency. To nobody's surprise. You know, feminist frequency can't get anybody to watch their damn videos, but they'll get people to check out their tweets. Well, apparently, Progressive Twitter is a fantastic place for feminist frequency. It's like the only account they have left that anyone pays some semblance of attention to. Their YouTube channel is dead in the water. You want to hear what a YouTube channel sounds like when it's dying? Here's a clip.
A woman's trauma as if it's, you know, like his own, which it's not. So don't fucking, you know, do that. That's extremely cruel to her. Like, it's not your trauma, pal.
And also, you're not going to power walk your way out of that racism.
Yeah.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Afternoons, and that's where he encounters Vilya, the person all these rumors have been about. Vilya is indeed dressed in traditional female Gerudo garb, and when asked about the rumors of a man sneaking in and out of the town, Vilya professes ignorance, so we can infer that Vilya identifies as female. But, and here's the problem, the game doesn't actually respect Vilya's gender identity.
So anyway, Feminist Frequency let everyone know on Twitter all 3 of their brand new queer tropes, following up with Tropes vs. Women, the series that they got $200,000 for. Go watch it if you want. You will not see any distinguishable change in video production for $200,000. The fact that Anita Sarkeesian was in People's Top 100 Influential in 2015 shows how out of touch Time magazine is. But then again, they just recently made Ninja one of the most 100 influential people in gaming. And it's kind of like, how's he influential? Most gamers don't give a shit about him. It's really only kids and companies that are out of touch, like Time magazine. Anybody who really cared about the Super Bowl was not there to see a Ninja commercial, you know what I'm saying? Watch this one on how villains in games are sometimes coded as queer and how queerness then becomes associated with chaos and evil. This has to be one of the shittiest fucking premises ever. The fact that a villain was gay never factored in my brain. Like Far Cry 4, with Pagan Min, he was gay. I didn't care. In fact, he was a bit more interesting. Probably the most interesting thing about the goddamn game. The fact he is gay didn't really matter to me. But the most delicious piece is Steve Brownback said, seriously though, you've used your platform to be positive, inspiring voice for the furry and LGBT community, and for that, the fighting game community is a better place because you're here.
Really, Queen?
No.
Wait, what? I didn't even know like furries were part of the LGBT. God damn, they'll take anybody. Meanwhile, Steve Brownback is the senior Q&A analyst at NetherRealm Studios. I'm all about footsies, lore, and hot takes. Now, if you wonder why Mortal Kombat is going down the path it's on, here's one of the reasons. How many more of these fucking Twitter things I gotta read? Because it's really getting old. An honorable mention for ridiculous Twitter bullshit. Crap Gamer has decided to unblock all the people who he silenced for having a simple difference of opinion. He wanted to let you know that he's wrong and that everything is about dialogue and great games on everyone's favorite hobby. Crap Gamer's doing this because his channel's dying. You poor transparent fuck.
Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up!
On April 18th, Kotaku UK decided to go after Super Smash Bros. Brawl because Sonic Taunt includes a disability slur.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That was an entire article. It turns out that not only was Kotaku wrong and the article was pointless, and it proves why gaming journalism is totally shit, they immediately tried to retract their statement as quickly as possible when the fan base on Twitter let them know that they fucked up. The lyrics were retro it, not retarded. Merry Christmas, Kotaku. So hungry for a headline. They're willing to just write about anything. I don't even have anything for that. It's just fucking stupid. Like, for real. It's like, how often can Kotaku make shitty articles before all credibility for that site is gone? If they lost Jason Schreier, Kotaku would be dead in the water. They must pay him handsomely. Ellie became very upset with Delta by saying, more abuse from your employees. I landed at JFK, a 14-hour flight with Korean Air, and I was told I cannot check my large and heavy bags until 4 a.m. This is arbitrary and puts me at risk of theft. If you saw Ellie, I don't think anyone would steal Ellie's belongings. I know I wouldn't, even if I was naked and homeless. Additionally, at Delta, 2 of your employees have addressed me as sir. When you have extensive documentation showing me only as female, is there a reason you're dedicated to making my travel with you as miserable as possible? Question marks. Ellie looks like Robert Smith from The Cure's Untalented Child. What the fuck would you expect? I'm just saying, if you're going to be a woman, look like a woman. I don't know. Just a pro tip from Papa Gundam. Now, before you call me, I don't know, what am I supposed to be? Misgenderophobic at this point? I like to point out that the person who collected these tweets and showed them off was also transgendered and labeled the person complaining to Delta as a professional victim, which makes this utterly fantastic. Oh God, there's more of this shit, dude. Fuck progressive Twitter. And last but not least, because I'm done looking at all this progressive Twitter stuff, I thought this would be funny, but instead I'm just like, I'm seeing mental illness in text form, and I think it's affecting my brain. There's the whole Atlas thing. Persona 5. Basically, Persona 5 Royale is coming out, right? I don't even know what this is. I didn't know and I didn't care. I know it has something to do with Persona 5, the game, the first game that was on PlayStation 4 that's really popular. That's all I knew. But I saw people on Twitter losing their fucking mind over something, right? I didn't know what the fuck the problem was. Turns out the female character was showing too much legs. Isn't it just weird, you know? Like, if a video game company puts out a character and it's like in a sexy costume or whatever, people get fucking mad as hell. They lose their minds over a fictional character. But when Twitter thoughts start taking a character and they sexualize it and get completely half naked or just wearing pasties and shit, everybody's fine with it. You ever notice that? Nobody gets mad. Nobody's put off by their favorite female character being sexualized by a thought who's then promoting her Patreon and her calendar and her photo shoot set. One of the best tweets is from a Drink Your Respect Girl's Juice. With a title like that, you know you're dealing with someone who has a huge brain. They play 4D chess when it comes to being a victim. He, her, she, English, for French, okay, draw account. As soon as I see he, her, he, him, they, them, they, we, you already know the person's a douchebag. As soon as you look at the top of their thing, it says, Appa Ben, circle this for me, do not repost, re-upload, or edit, or QRT my art, thanks. This person's art must be revolutionarily good. I'm not going to bother to look. I don't give a shit. So when Persona hits, this person took a photo off of Google Images, right? Edits it and reposts it on their profile. Quick edit because Atlas is back on their horny bullshit again.
I said, bitch, what the fuck are you, 7?
As I said before, when a video game company puts out a sexy character, bad, evil, ooh, misogyny, nasty. When a thought takes a character and dresses up sexy, or is that character, you girl power, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, she's amazing. Even other women say this shit. But then when poor Billy says he'd eat her ass, even if it had muscular dystrophy, he gets banned on Twitter. Stupid site. Long story short, if you want, you can go through more of these stupid fucking tweets and see people crying a river over a character's fucking pants because they have nothing better to do in their lives. Nothing better to do in their lives. The biggest issue of that day was a character in Persona 5 didn't have a costume they approved of. My God, living in a first world country, it must be a dream. I feel bad for people who live in impoverished countries where they have to travel hours in the desert dunes to get water. You know, it's like, if we do not get the water, our children die from dehydration. Meanwhile, over here in America and Europe, oh my God, the character doesn't have pants. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from misogyny.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
It's fucking pathetic. Then you see quotes like this, Atlas cowards, Atlas cowards, Atlas cowards. What does this do to Atlas? So you don't buy the game. Do you think they care? Yeah, I'm done with this, dude. I can't read any more stupid ass tweets. I'm out. Rate, comment, and subscribe everything I do. And share it too. So that way, I can keep surviving on YouTube. Despite false flagging, which is being handled by some people inside of YouTube to help me out. Thank God. At least somebody sees that the system is being abused to fuck with a fantastic content creator like myself. They didn't say I was a fantastic content creator, but they agreed it was being abused.